Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 503. Today is Saturday, February 21st, 2026, and I'm glad you could join me today. It is a beautiful sunny day. Um, the My spouse and son are off seeing an F1 car, maybe. Though they are experiencing the pain of ooh, something's fun, let's take public transit. So, well, whatever. So hopefully I don't get the call to pick them up in the next hour. Oh, we'll see how it goes. um it has been a fairly crazy couple of weeks for me, but what was it? It's like, so like, it's probably becoming, I don't know, whatever. I had a pretty nasty sickness, if that was before the last episode or after, I don't know. Probably after. Whatever, it's fine. Um, so it's funny because like I can talk just fine, but reading out loud is weird. I don't know, whatever. So groceries are bought and put away. The Kathleen Bean is asleep, so we're just gonna record a podcast. Call it good. So, and this is in a little bit of a chaotic state right now, so we will try to carefully extract it from my bag, and sure, that looks like all the needles are still there, so that's good. It's not, or what was it? It's not ideal that I have my keys hanging on my bag. Did I finish a row and that's what's going on? I guess we'll see. Is there a needle? So it was funny because I got this second hexagon all I got the second hex or the third hexagon all good to go so that it would be really good purse knitting, and then it was such a bananas work at week that I really didn't even take it out. So such is life. Um but it is really cool. And then I did end up finding out that what is it? So there I have one coworker who is a sweater knitter, but would it be? I think I or would it be? I probably make her life harder at work professionally. Whatever, it's fine. um and then it turns out that the guy who ended up taking over my project when I went on new parent leave is a crocheter, and he had his crochet project, so it was like so we need to whatever. Unfortunately, this coworker is based out of San Diego, so we don't get to hang as much, but whatever. Such is life. Um, so these are hexagon socks that I am making for my spouse. That is out of Woolmisa Twin in the Red Hot Chili color. It is yarn that he ended up selecting when we drove to the Woolmisa store in our Germany trip, which I think was 2017 or 2016. So finally getting to this stash. um, Whatever. So this is yarn very specifically intended for him. It was only ever going to get used for stuff for him, and that's what it be. I feel like that is like an important aspect of the stash is um that for the people you do regularly knit for, you do have their favorite colors represented. And really, his favorite color is red, but he has a reputation for ridiculous socks, so all of his special sock yarn is orange. But this one does have quite a lot of red in it anyway, so we'll go with it. So um, I think what I ended up sharing last time was I had knit four hexagons and joined it together, and then we tried putting it on his leg, and it was far too tight. So there is the possibility that this could be like the toe area of the sock, or it could be some intermediate thing. Um, the problem, yeah. So the problem is that this isn't stretchy enough to get over his heel. So um, like the triangle of his heel is like 12 inches. So I can like slip this on my foot because mine isn't quite that big, but it would be nice if I could just knit him normal socks. So, because his thing was that he did want it to be tighter around the ankles. So his like ankle measurement is like 8 inches. His ball of the foot measurement is 9 inches, and if we're following the pattern, it should make it 9. Um, so we tried. I tried to make them a little bit more form fitting. So I might still end up using that. I might not rip it out. I might just reserve it for toes. But that's funny because it would be. It's not ideal. Or like I could use it for toes, but then that is actually where his foot is a bit bigger. It's just the skinny chicken ankles are messing us up. So, um, so this like hasn't gotten like a ton of love this week. But that's okay. Actually, what is it? Yeah, because I was able to, yeah. So what I've been able to accomplish is uh knit the first hexagon, set up the second one, finish that, um, and um get this third one going. Um so I'll just have to decide what I end up doing with the other pieces. Though I suppose at some point I will have to decide what I'm doing. Um, so so far so good. I'm knitting these on my signature size 0 needles. It is a pity you can't get them anymore because they are so nice. Um, and yeah, it's been fairly straightforward project so far. Um, I did have to take the little so I just took a photo of the 2 pages of the book, and so I did have to remember to favorite the photo so it would be easier to find, but that's not too bad. Um, definitely the case where there is a lot of excitement about my upcoming trip to the Seattle area for the Strung Along retreat. So I think, what is it? Not that it was not that it was like super whatever. I'm not super excited, but it is trending that if I want to visit with my brother, who's in the area, it makes a lot of sense just to rent a car. Um, I'll game out what it yeah, yeah, there's what it be. Um, yeah, I'll have to actually like read the Ravelry forum probably. Um, but it would be the case where my brother recommended that we ended up meeting in Edmonds, and so it would make a lot of sense. or whatever, or whatever. So he lives in Arlington. I could take the ferry in Edmonds. Um, this would mean that I wouldn't have a delightful knitting time, but it is getting from his house to the retreat location is a bit inconvenient. I might have flown into the airport that he uses if he has to fly, but that's about it. So we'll get it figured out. I probably just need to figure it out today because I'm sure things will be chaos, or continue to be chaos for a while. Um, so hexagon socks, Kristen Hall, Bullmeise yarn, turning out lovely. Not getting a lot of love. So we'll see if this is a good way of. I don't know. There might just be only bad ways of doing this, but and based on how bulky my other project is getting, I was like, it would really be nice if I could treat this more like side. Whatever. This could just be purse knitting. The rest of it could be otherwise. So, what I think got the most love seems possible. um, is my Nightfall or Scumbering sweater. So this is a skein deer knits pattern. Um, so I think yoke was done or pretty close or whatever. So the color work part of the yoke was definitely done for last time. Um, and then I was working, I know, I can't remember. Yeah, so what ended up happening was I was missing one of my four raglan increases in the short row, so I did have to rip back and back to that point in the short rows and redo them, but I think that's all done. And then I did decide to cast on an extra inch on both sides. Just because what would it be? Like I did want to give this sweater like a little bit more ease in both the and um arm and like full bust basically. Um I haven't put it on since I got pat whatever. I've gone past that point. I'm really close actually to doing a color change, I believe. So I might whatever. Unfortunately, I have my other two whatever my other 3 millimeter needle holding stitches for the sleeves, and then it was the case where I decided to um, wrap up knitting with the contrast color 3 before starting the sleeves. So this means there's a bit more body on the sweater than I think I would normally do. Normally, I would start working on the sleeves pretty soon after, but gradient problems. It's fine. But like should be super cute sweater. Um do like how everything is coming together. Would it be the color work? I don't know. Or would it be? It'd be the case where like a lace pattern um does mean that you're sort of moving a bit faster for your plain rows, and then you just have like a little bit of effort for the other ones. And then in the steek, I decided, like at first I was trying to do this the same sort of like alternating, but that was distorting a whole lot. So instead, I think I whatever simplified that the right way. So Um, so it would be the case where things seem to be going fairly well, but obviously probably will we'll try it on soon and see how everything's going. Maybe when I'm getting ready to begin a sleeve or two. So probably that way. And then I will have to like sit down. I will have to like sit down and figure out if there's anything I want to mod about the sleeve length so that the gradient works nicely. Um, because I am making the body like a little bit longer. So this, I think this translated to like an extra 3 centimeters per color. So it was very close to that the last time I measured. So I'm just gonna, um, would it be? Um, so it'll probably be the case where um, it might be like at this row that I will finally incorporate contrast color for in or whatever the nomenclature is. It could be different for sure. It could be that that's I don't even know. It makes sense to me that they would just be in gradient order. So I'm just looking for my tape measure. We could just we could just oh, it might be a little bit longer. Alternatively, I could get this onto an extra needle and put it on the podcast, and that would be fine. Um, so would it be? So far so good. I did so I have used I made it into my second skein of my second color. I think I'm still on the first of my third color, so not not too worried there. Um, and then the sleeve that I start with, what would it be? I'll probably start with the sleeve that I have being held on the size 4 needle that was already in my bag. It's like, that seems like it'll be fine. So this has gotten most of the love. It's in a pretty mindless state right now. It was the case where the pattern did have like waist shaping instructions, and then I decided not to do them in this case. Mostly just because I'm going to be using this um more like a coat than as a sweater. So that's how most most of my cardigans have been working out, is like more like a coat or jacket that I end up throwing on before I leave the house. And like a day like today, it was like, okay, I'm gonna wear my hat and a t-shirt and that'll be fine. So what would it be? So that works out. Um, have I gotten things spread out enough that this will work? I think so. It was only a little bit dangerous. Um, it's like, take off the hat. It's like, we'll just throw it on. Whatever. Eh. I always find it interesting how it has no problem with the first 10 minutes, but once it hits the 20-minute mark. All right. Make sure that's lined up right. There is something that feels a little bit crazy and weird in the back. Okay, so what it be? So you can see like there is maybe like a little bit of sign of the short rows in here, or what it be. You can sort of see that, and then it's interesting because the lace pattern ends up picking up. All right, so yeah, so this is the case where um I definitely feel like this has like a good amount of ease even at full bust. Um so that's good. Some of the stitches are off the needle over there. It doesn't feel quite right. Um so do like that. I ended up what was it? So I ended up shifting this sleeves back so that it was 4 inches so that there'd be more fabric in the front. Um, and then that'll just sort of all hang nicely in the end. Oh yeah, you can definitely see my weird spot. It's fine. And then I'm a little bit bummed because in this spot here, I ended up, that was where the joint of the ball ended up being, and it landed right on the short row turn, so whatever. But I think little bit of blocking should be fine. So, yeah, so that was supposed to be about like the halfway point in terms of the colors, so shouldn't be too crazy. Um, so feels comfy. Like this isn't the softest wool either, but like it feels fine with a t-shirt. It's not the case where the prickle is getting past the cotton. um yeah, so it's been pretty easy knitting so far, so that's good. It'll be nice to be able to start a sleeve soon. Um, so just whatever. So I guess that would mean it's probably like 8 or so more rows for that. Not too crazy. Oh yeah, but did some really weird stuff. And mostly came off on an unexpected side, so I'll have to see if my um, under sleeve marker ended up falling off into the chair. As you do. Um, but it is woolen spun sticky wool, so no stitches were dropped in the pulling of that sweater. I may just need to make sure everything is mounted right, but that should be fine. And then it didn't quite do that on that side either, so. And that marker definitely did fall. So, too bold, too bold. Um, but did I really need them? Probably not. It was the beginning of round markers that, and even then, they probably aren't, strictly speaking, necessary. So, what would be? So, nightfall or scoop ring sweater, knit in phenol um, PT2 by Rauma. I am using the I am using the whatever. The bag I ended up getting for free for helping out at Stitches West. And I bought this yarn at the last good Stitches West 2020. We didn't know it. So, so that was whatever. That's been getting most of my love lately, which is fine. Ooh, we have the random ball band. So, for example, oh, so this one would be the phenol garn, but it's a mixture of phenol garn and PT2, so not too crazy. All right, grocery shopping coffee is gone. So, in spinning, I did get a chance to ply my teal skein. So I think this works out to be like roughly a DK weight. It's definitely got a lot more thick and thin in it, but I do think it is a very nice teal. Um, so or would it be? I think this just sort of exemplifies what sort of cool yarn you can make with a drum carder. That's all. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna yeah. So there's like brighter and more dull. So I had a lot of this sort of gray leaning teal um that I ended up getting from whatever stealing someone's fiber for class. Whoopsies. Um and so a lot of that ended up in this is sort of like, okay, this is unaffiliated fiber and we're now going to do the rainbow. So it was good practice at spinning with less perfection and spinning faster, basically. So spinning faster and spinning sort of thicker yarn. So 2-ply DK sounds like a win in my book. Maybe it's sport. Whatever. I'll have to double check the rest. So yeah, and I don't even know. I'm not even sure I've made a project page for this one yet, but this one's pretty nice. Maybe I'll wash the next one with this one at the same time. We'll see. But what I did get a chance to do after recording was make the next set of bats. And I ended up doing slightly different things. So this one I think is slightly more distributed, but you can definitely see on camera sort of there is like layer of fiber which is a little bit different. So it definitely looks very yellow from the top. So I'm guessing the final thing will be pretty yellow. And then we do have this guy, but it's much more layered. So I put down a pretty big base of the not yellow fiber for this. So I'm planning on just spinning it um, straight from the bat as is. One bat will be 1-ply, the other bat will be the other, and then I'll make a 2-ply yarn like the teal with it. And then I already pulled out my green one to do next. So I'll just work my, like, the yellow one was the one where I'm like least certain that it was going to work. Everything else, I think I had enough other colors that it should look right. um, I I don't really have a knitting project in mind. Um, but that's okay. So, what would it be? Um, yeah, I don't really have a knitting project in mind, but um I'm sure we could do something pretty fun with it. It's like, it's not like, so this is a mixture of SSK fiber pool, um, extra fiber from classes, um, and any other sort of free fiber that was floating in the stash. So I took it all out. I split it into an 8-color rainbow. Um, and I am practicing being less of a perfectionist. So far, so good. So the the hope it whatever. Hopefully there is like a good opportunity to spin the bats. I'll have to see if I've even documented it. It's okay. Uh, um, so it's gonna be, or would it be? So it would be the case where like it was a lot of fiber. Like I want to say like all told it was like 700 grams. Um, so like it's quite possible that I would like have enough yarn to like knit a sweater. Um, maybe I do like a rainbow gradient hitafude. Not sure. It does sound fun though. um, so like it's a possibility. Um, it was like I do like my other hitafude, but it was made with a very drapey yarn, so it if I knit it out of this, it would probably have more structure. But so I don't know, or would it be? What's nice about that pattern is you're not breaking the yarn and you can pretty easily do a gradient. So that's where my head is right now. I don't know. Um, and then I still have whatever. So I ended up pulling out yarn to knit a shawl for my nanny. So I'm hoping to be able to start that next. Um, and then I do. I'm trying to think. I was like, have I finished documenting my sweater spin? Because I don't think I have identified a pattern to knit yet. I haven't put the yarn away, so I'm just looking at it sitting on the bed. Alas. Um, so, well, whatever. There's a couple of things that I can do this afternoon because, um, would it be? It was like, with the guys gone, it's a little, it's nice and quiet. So, what do we? So it should be interesting. Um, yeah. So what this does mean is like recording schedule will be like a little bit strange. Um, I just want to look at the month. So what this probably means is that the next episode will end up being delayed, but like not too much. So, um, so I'll probably end up recording the day that I get back because I took the full day off, and so we're going with it. Um, whatever. I'm definitely looking forward to a vacation. So, um, yeah, no, I was definitely like talking with my boss's boss, and she was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be bad for a while." It's like, oh yeah. We are not going to be whatever. We're not going to be certain um until sometime in April or May, and that's that's a long time to know things are going to be stressful. It's fine. So, we'll make it over the finish line. It's okay. Um, it, whatever. But it has, what was it? No, it's definitely funny yesterday because it was like, I ended up doing like a work from home day, even though I normally go into the office on Friday because I had to do a lot of things that required continuous internet connection. And I had had all of my knitting in this room because this is where I normally like watch shows. Um, and it wasn't until I had logged off for the day that I had come to get my knitting. So I had had like a whole day of just like, ah, because sometimes on work from home days, then it's like pretty easy to just pick up my knitting in the meeting. And actually on Tuesday, I just brought my knitting to the conference room and it was, what would it be? Helped me stay engaged in that conversation. So I'm just testing the waters a bit. See how it goes. I don't think anyone is too salty about it yet. So we'll keep on keeping on. Um, yeah. So looking forward to the retreat. Would it be looking like the shuttle isn't gonna go, but such is life. Um, and yeah, should should be a fun time. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to that event for sure. Um, I feel very comfortable that my projects will make it through. um, would it be like sometimes you're like, oh, maybe I should bring stuff to cast on and be like, nah, nah, like I am probably eh, like probably like halfway through the sweater, and even though it's going fast, like not that fast. And then the socks are still pretty early, so I'm fine. Um, it was like, am I really ready and excited to cast something on? Sure, but it's okay. Um, so it's like I have plans, but I don't need to execute them yet. Yeah. So we shall see. Um, should be good. So with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So take care, guys. Bye bye.